right here. So the project that we applied for a grant for is called Vasocomputation, and this is a novel systems neuroscience thesis that essentially vascular tension holds priors on neural dynamic range. And to unpack that a little bit, basically, uh, there's a layer of muscle around all your blood vessels. And the thesis is that when this clenches, it'll stabilize local neural patterns and essentially act as a side channel memory for which patterns are not allowed to change. And so basically, the thesis is that this is a surprisingly important system for holding the context of what neurons are computing. And so a really juicy part of this thesis is what I'm calling latches, and it's this vascular muscle is a type of smooth muscle, and so smooth muscle has this special latch bridge mechanism where it can basically not only clench but lock itself shut, kind of literally glue itself shut with a phosphate group. Um, so this is a it's juicy because these latches are discrete, localized, computationally significant, measurable, perhaps openable. And so there's a lot of things across various, somatic practices and psychology and physiology of, okay, stuck patterns, sticky Bayesian priors, frozen sensations, trauma even. Um, and essentially, maybe this is the mechanism which is sort of mechanically instantiating these hard to change patterns. This is interesting because latches are pretty well established in the medical literature and the biological literature, and we know a decent amount about their biochemistry. So that's the background. And this is, of course, theoretical neuroscience. And we applied for the Shift grant to try to operationalize this into something empirical. Just a little bit about what we did is the first question that we looked at is if these latches are really important for holding, we can say somatic priors, just patterns, neural activation patterns that are sort of stuck. If these latches are important, then where are they? And the working hypothesis that we used, there's a famous phrase, quip in various communities: trauma is stored in the hips. And there are going to be different classes of these vascular latches, but plausibly the psoas area collects chronic vascular tension. So we used Edge Patagonia as sort of an experimental laboratory, and assembled a few cohorts of what's called TRE, tension release exercise. It's basically when you tire out your psoas muscles near your hip, and then it starts to tremble. You basically get little tremors, and it afterwards you feel much more free. So the hypothesis was that doing a before and after scan, before and after this TRE, tension release exercise, maybe we would see something interesting. And then the second question that we looked at was, how do we see latches in the body? And there's a lot of interesting science here. And we settled on a plausible approach using this portable ultrasound, the Butterfly IQ. It has really impressive theoretical specs, and we bought a couple and used them. So we already did a low resolution initial run at Edge Patagonia. So basically, we scanned people psoas, we had them do TRE, and then we scanned their psoas again. The next stage in this process is a high resolution multimodal experiment with both it's called ULM and thermal imaging. And ULM is another word for this is microbubbles. Basically, we can inject little tiny contrast agents, little synthetic bubbles that when ultrasound hits them, they deform a lot. And so they're very bright on ultrasound. So it helps us gather information in much better resolution. And then thermal, just with the expectation that if you have sort of cold spots relative to some baseline, maybe that's an area with a lot of latches. And so you can sort of see, oh, if you had like a cold spot on your abdomen, and then, you did a bunch of sort of opening exercises, and then the cold spots went away. That's also interesting evidence. So, yeah, we did the initial round, and like the resolution is okay. We plan on doing a follow-up round where we should be able to at least touch the resolution where we would be able to see individual latches. So that feels very, very exciting. To my knowledge, this hasn't ever been done before. And you know, we should have some novel imaging that to share with the world, I guess I would say. Really grateful for the team and an Edge and Shift as well. Thanks.